Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, everyone. We are starting it off on a new follow-up video on Bitcoin for the month of June, since we have not done a video in a while. This is the monthly chart here on Bitcoin right here, and we have the doodles, which I will show you shortly because it is still tracking what we have shown in the last video. Quick few things before we get started. Yes, that's free. I want to show you that, hey, as we're going to the top side, okay, the new highs, you are showing bearish divergence on your volume. That is one major warning sign that a major seller can step up here and cause a big wave down due to buyers are lackluster in the volume. Be aware of that moving forward. You are looking like you're setting up a doji top here on June monthly as well. So please just be aware that if the Fed does not cut interest rates in the June FOMC meeting, the markets will punish the Fed and try to force it by selling off and de-risking on all the risky assets that people are in, and they'll probably go to hard assets, so such as gold and whatever foreign currency they're trying to stick their money in that's not the US dollar itself. So just be aware of that moving forward. Before we get this stuff kicked off, guys, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell button for notifications so you get the updates as they come. If you're interested in trading with me live, feel free to join the Discord server. Link to the server is in the description of this video below, alongside all the other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps this channel grow. So thank you guys so much. Let's get it kicked off. Like I said, on the monthly, you can see the bearish divergence on the volume. The month just started. We have 22 more days. So, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But yes, this month, wherever the high is put, could be the new local high due to the low volume in this top that we're setting. Here's the weekly chart. You can see the liquidity above the most recent high has been taken. We have made a new all-time high on Bitcoin, and we are now looking to see, are we going to continue higher, or is that liquidity grab enough to start punishing people who are over leveraged and long when they are at the top of the market value? Like, this is overbought conditions, or what I would say, it's overpriced. That would be a fair analysis. It's not fair price in my opinion. I think all the hype and all the other stuff with the politics has gotten the market a little ahead of itself. But for Bitcoin to be doing this seems logical and probable. Every dollar the people around the world are divesting into out of the dollar, they're putting it into gold and other hard assets, and Bitcoin is one of those other hard assets that they're doing, as well as companies in the US are taking their company which is on the stock market, they're taking their equity which they have in their treasury, and they're putting it into hard assets like crypto to protect them against dollar destruction, which will happen if the government prints into oblivion. Now, on the weekly, you actually have a little bit of bullish divergence because the weekly is showing you, hey, the sellers are here, but they're lackluster. You have a new weekly candle opening in tonight at like 6 p.m. When that weekly candle opens, we will see, are we going to flush to the downside? If so, I do not want to see Bitcoin losing 95,000. 95,000 is the new support moving forward. And then if we do come there and find support, all we're doing is making an inverse head and shoulder. This whole consolidation, if you can see, left shoulder, inverse head, right shoulder, this whole consolidational square is an inverse head and shoulder fractal. If the inverse head and shoulder plays out, you're looking for a one-to-one move. So you're looking for us to go almost to 150K on Bitcoin. That's going to be the next impulse above this level to basically take out the shorts and continue its price discovery to the upside. And it makes sense because Bitcoin is a hard asset, okay? As everyone is buying and holding, the only thing it can do is go up until a major seller comes in. So be aware of that moving forward. Now, what I told you was I'm going to show you the doodles. Here are the doodles. And this is what we were looking for last time, okay? We were already looking for this inverse head and shoulder here depicted in white. Feel free to go look at the last video if you don't know what I'm talking about. Everything is there. We were waiting for this right shoulder to form, and we said, hey, don't lose 90,000, but now that 90,000 warning is at 95,000, okay? So now we don't want to lose 95,000. If we lose 95,000, you still have the support here at around 90, but that support now is basically the last opportunity for the inverse head and shoulder to play out. If the inverse head and shoulder comes here and it has a weak bounce, you'll know that, hey, the lower highs is basically coming to take the liquidity out of where we originally broke out of, around here, around 65. You can make that a little bit higher to like 70 to 65,000, okay? That's where we would be coming if we are losing this $90,000, $95,000 level. I would be looking for a bounce at 82 to 76 to 82, okay? This EMA over here in the weekly. And then we could look for upside reversal from there if we try to put in like a double bottom W, kind of like this. So we just came off a high. We're putting in a new higher high. What we want to do is put in a new higher low, and then we continue up, okay, in this fashion. So you want to make a higher low, so we have the uptrend succession continuing. Do you see this uptrend that we're doing here? That is the ugliest depiction. I am sorry. My dyslexic tendencies are showing there. Okay, let's go like this. Okay, let's do a little bit more professional. Here is the lows. We can go a little bit more respectful like that. Okay. Even this, okay, we can go like this, okay? So let me change the color. All right, so this is the uptrend we're following, right? Now the uptrend doesn't get negated until we lose this level here, 76,000. We've already depicted that. And the middle of the uptrend, if you can see, let me go to daily. I know there's a lot of stuff going on here, but if you can see on the daily, the midline of this channel is right here, okay? This is the descending channel midline, which is around 81, and then this ascending channel right here, this white line right here, is where we already got a bounce. On the daily, we already got our bounce here at 100K. You see it? Right over here? Tink. This right here was a perfect test of the support on the lower time frame. That's why I gave you that bounce at 100K. Now that 100K is also the midline, okay, of this channel. You see, the channel, uptrend channel, is holding its uptrend in a sense. So until we lose this 103 on a daily, we don't have really too much to concern ourselves of downside, because the downside test already came here at 100,000 and was bought up. So now all those people who didn't close their shorts here, if market wants, it can go all the way back to 112, which is where the shorts will enter, 112, almost 113, and this will be a swing failure pattern of this. So next week, this is what we're looking for. Are we going to take the liquidity out above and then flush to the downside? Or are we going to do this parabolic, I mean, not parabolic, but are we going to follow the channel? So this channel just tested this level, and this is it coming up here, right? We just came here, did this, and this looks like a head and shoulder here. But if the proper technical occurs, you will just go like this, and you will continue the uptrend with higher lows in a short squeeze fashion. Okay, you're not gonna try to give anyone an opportunity to get on the long if we're going up. And if we're going to the short side, what's going to happen is it's going to do this one quick touch of this level, and a major seller will use that bearish divergence to his advantage that we talked about earlier on the higher time frame. And he's just going to use that to basically sell his supply to basically distribute it on your guys' head. And he's going to force the market down, because first he'll fill his short limit, and then he'll market sell. Every time you buyers buy it up, he'll market sell, and then that's just hammering it down, because he's trying to get rid of as much of his position as possible while the buyers are still like buying at like a craze, you know. So he's easily able to distribute as we're at the highs, trying to go down, because people are buying the dip thinking, oh, it's buy the dip opportunity. But he's literally, every time the dip comes, that's him forcing the dip down. He stops selling, dip recovers. Okay, we get to the last previous high of the breakdown area. Then he starts market selling again, because he already filled his order. He's filling his order right here. All this like up and down in this couple $1,000 area, that's a major buyer who's probably filling a short or hedging himself. And you can see it on a daily here. Here's bearish divergence. You got 3 dailies with lower and lower buys, and you're coming into a previous high. So if you want to play the devil's advocate for the downside, here's your head and shoulder, right? Here's your head and shoulder. Your neckline is right here at 103. If you start opening and closing underneath 103, the measured move is going to take you right to this level right here, which is around 95,000. And we've already discussed 95,000. So there's no discrepancies here. There's no confusion. If you are not aware of how to manage yourself in this massive range, don't trade Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. Don't short it if you don't know how to manage your short. If you want to buy long, just be patient for 90,000, 95,000. You know 95,000 is going to be a major buying opportunity. So between 100,000 to 95,000 is your opportunity to do whatever you want to do if you want to accumulate it. If you're already in it, maybe you should consider taking some profits, because you see that what's going on here. Is it worth you missing out on a couple $1,000s in gains? Is that worth more to you than possibly taking a loss or losing some profit? Like, where's your risk reward? Like, where is your risk and reward? Like, what are you looking for? Do you want more reward, or do you want to minimize your risk? Because a real trader, his whole only goal, the only thing a trader needs to do is minimize his risk. Okay, as long as you minimize your risk, you're going to be here long term. If you are just trying to maximize gains and not minimize risk, then you can make money, but you can also lose money just as fast. The game of trading is who can survive the longest with taking the least amount of risk for the highest amount of reward for the least amount of risk he's taking. Okay, you want the more reward for the least amount of risk that you possibly ever have to take. Now, another thing I want to show you. Look at what's going on here without the doodles. Let me take this doodle off. Look at what's going on here. Very similar, consolidational. Look at the EMAs. Okay, they're above and then they cross to the downside, and that's when you get the deep dive, right? Right now we're above, but we're doing this thing. We already touched the green. We're deciding, are we going to go make a higher high or no? If we don't make a higher high like this rejection, you get to try 2-3 times and then sweep to the downside. We're trying right now, okay? This is the first try. Are we going to make a new high? We already have this depicted. 113 is going to be a resistance. If we find resistance at 113, we should be aware that it'll be like a double top and sell off. So if we find us come into this level at 113 next week and we don't find us getting above it, and we find sideways and resistance and volume is not there, that's your first warning sign. Hey, downside sweep can come, and we could go all the way down to 95 to 90. And then you can, the reason why that will happen is just to make the bigger inverse head and shoulder play out. So on the lower time frame, people are looking at the bearish aspect, but the the more convinced traders, the larger traders, like the ones with experience, are aware that this is an inverse head and shoulder, and then this whole thing is just a consolidational pattern that eventually can do a one-to-one move up. We are in an uptrend. I'm just giving you plain devil's advocate of downside, and even if downside comes, this is a major level to buy, 90K, and then 76.6 is a major level to buy. Of course, when those levels come, people will be pooping their pants and saying, oh, crypto's dead and this and that and the other. And of course, no one wants to take profit right now because all they think is moon, and we're going to go to $1 million a Bitcoin stuff. And that's why they suck at life. They don't know how to trade, and they have no actual logical plan or reasoning. They're just hoping and dreaming. And that's why the market is designed the way it is, to take money away from people who don't know what they're doing and put it in the right hands with people who have proper technical analysis and patience to carry out the trade accordingly to their plans. So just be aware that that's what's going on. I gave you guys your higher time frame look. I gave you guys your lower time frame look. Here it is on the lower time frame. This is how I'm looking at it. Okay, we always knew that whoever bought at 21, we knew that 76 area was going to be a major level of resistance, and this was this huge inverse head and shoulder that played out. I don't know if you can see this. This right here was huge. How do I do this? Hold on, hold on, hold on. How do I draw it like this? 1, 2, and then here is that other shoulder. Right? So if this is true, this is for the bulls. This is for you guys. This is the bulls, okay? All you bulls. I don't want anyone saying I'm a bear or I'm pooping on Bitcoin. So if this is a measured move from the 70 whatever, we're looking for around 125, 126, and that should be fair. And then I was looking for 140, 150 for the measured move breakup out of this level. So from 1.3 to 120, just add 20 more K, so like 140, 150 should be the next level of resistance if we are opening and closing above 113,000. The second we start opening and closing above 113,000, be aware of 120. If 120 gets busted, we're going to 140 to 150. So that $30,000 to $40,000 move after 120 is what I'm aiming for. 120, I need to see the reaction. I mean, I'm waiting to see if we're gonna do anything here. If we do lose 103, I'll be waiting patiently to go pick it up at the 90 area. Okay, let's do this. Okay, if daily close under 103K, waiting for a long at 95, 76K to 90K. Okay, we'll keep it in that 15K range. 15K range. Okay. If daily close above 103K, TP targets 1, TP1, 113, TP2, 120, TP3, 140K. Oops. TP3, 140K. Oops. Come on, computer. Okay, so TP1, TP2, TP3. Okay, if daily close under 1, okay, waiting for long at 176 to 96. Okay. Okay, let's refine this. 15K range. Let's delete all that nonsense. If daily close under 103K, waiting for a long entry 1, which is 10% of my position, at 95K. Entry 2 at 85K, sure. And this is 25 position, 25%. And then entry 3. Stop loss, 75K. We're not gonna drag it too much over there. And then that's basically how I'm playing that. If we get to the downside, we have our long entries. If we go to the upside, we have our TPs. We have a stop loss for the uptrend. We're not going to short, and that's how I'm going to play this moving forward. So I hope that helps you guys. If you guys have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. Please let me know if there's another asset you would like me to make a video on. I am going to do one on AMC because I've already had that requested, so that'll be coming up shortly after this video if you guys are watching it, so feel free to join our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell button for notification. If you have any questions or concerns, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to trade with me live, feel free to join me on my Discord server. Link to the servers in the description of this video below, alongside all other affiliate services that I use and recommend that helps the channel grow. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a great day today. Have a safe weekend, and I'll see you soon. Adios. Bye-bye.